Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Wednesday, 9/11/2024, and we want to have a moment of silence here on the Denver Business Beat podcast for the 2,794 lives that were lost many years ago on this day. Today, my very special guest is Frances Sullivan with Pay the Door Properties. How are you today, girl?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm amazing and so happy to have you on the show.
Yes.
We're so excited. You found everything okay? You got here good?
Yes, I did.
Wonderful. Are you ready to dive into this podcast?
I'm so ready. I've been ready for this for a month.
Well, that's exciting. We're going to go right into top topic from last night. Kamala Harris was in the debate, of course, and she's really made a strong impact about housing shortage. And I'm going to read verbatim what she said, and then you as a real estate agent here in the Denver metro area, tell me what your thoughts are on this. So Harris says that she addresses the nation's housing shortage with several initiatives. She promises to build 3 million affordable new homes and rentals by the end of her first term, offering tax breaks to builders who construct homes for the first time. She's also proposing $40 billion fund to help local governments find solutions to low housing stock, and she wants to provide Americans who have paid their rent on time for 2 years with up to $25,000 down in payment assistance, with more support for first-generation homeowners.
Yeah, so I think housing affordability is extremely important. We have a couple different affordable housing companies throughout Denver Metro, but not enough in my opinion. As we all know, especially in Denver Metro, home prices are insanely high.
Yeah.
And I completely support that. I think it's going to be great. Something about the market now that we're seeing is we in Denver Metro have the most homes that we've seen on the market since 2014. So we do have a lot of inventory here, but as I just said, the home prices are pretty high. So affordable housing is extremely important.
Yeah, and to two young folks that just got married and have paid their bills 2 years, to have an additional $25,000 down in that kind of a program really helps a first-time home buyer.
Oh, for sure. That helps down payment, closing costs. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
They need to be rewarded. So
I agree.
Yeah.
So again, it's so hard when you're thinking about trying to purchase that first home, and then you get started, and then it's credit checks and what needs to be repaired and what needs to be paid and things of that nature. So it's a lot of work to get prepped to buy a home.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you provide the perspective on the current state of your industry right now?
The perspective. What do you mean by perspective?
Going up until the election in November, what have you seen this year that's kind of been a curveball or a hard hit for the real estate agent?
Yeah, so to be honest, this year has been tougher. Typically election years tend to be tougher just because there's so much going on in the market and, the United States. But one thing that is happening, which typically happens during election years, is the interest rates are coming down, which is very exciting because the lower the interest rate, the more you can afford for a house, the lower your monthly payment. So that's one great thing that we've been seeing. Since April, interest rates have dropped almost a full percentage, and more buyers have come out. But I think, this year it's going to probably still be slower, and then going into next year, it'll really pick up. And they say if interest rates drop another percentage, then we're supposed to see 5 million home buyers come out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so people have just been waiting on the sidelines for interest rates to drop, and they have started to drop, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think post-election, when everybody can kind of breathe that sigh of relief, do you think that things will start to get kind of back to normal and folks will be a little bit more comfortable maybe thinking about purchasing a home?
Yeah, I think the past 2 years have been just kind of a rude awakening for people in the housing market, because COVID times rates were so low. The housing market was absolutely crazy. It was very competitive to buy a home. The last 2 years, things have really, slowed down, but I think it's become the new norm. So yes, I think post-election, it'll get back to normal, and I think it'll honestly be, our market will be a little bit hotter than we've seen in the last 2 years.
Well, that's exciting because, a lot of real estate agents, they really depend on those commissions. And if those commissions are fewer and far between, then it's harder to make ends meet. And
for
things
sure.
Of that nature.
Yes. Yeah.
How is inflation impacting the industry in your business?
Yeah, so inflation directly impacts the interest rate, which we've been talking about. So like I said, we go into next week. Honestly, September 18th is when they're saying that the Fed will meet, maybe rates will drop again, which would be great.
Okay.
And then into this year, or the end of this year and into next year, I hope those numbers keep coming back, better and better, and that helps the rates, which helps home prices, and more buyers will come out.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. It's all about that real estate market.
Yes.
What is your favorite thing to do outside of work?
Oh, that's good. So I am getting married in 3 weeks, which is crazy. So my favorite thing to do is hang out with my fiance. We like to hike in the summer. We like to snowboard in the winter. We like to go to breweries, just be outside with our 2 dogs.
And make great stories on our social media.
Yes, I do that.
We're good friends outside of the podcast. So we kind of keep an eye on each other and see what's going on. And you always want to look on Monday to see what was going on over the weekend.
Yeah.
What have you learned in business that's helped you become a better person?
Oh, that's great. I have learned a lot about myself and other people, how to read people. There are different types of people, as you know. And when I meet with a new client, that's something that I really pay attention to. I usually pair them with some sort of animal, like a tiger, a dolphin, and that's their personality to me. Yeah. And then I have been doing a really good job of approaching each personality type with a different approach, you know what I mean? But,
sure. Everybody's different too, and the way that people like to communicate. Some like text, some want that phone call, some want that email
for
only.
Sure. Yes.
Some are just unreachable.
Yeah, definitely.
You're like, please,
some people,
get this side.
Some people are like, tell me everything, don't tell me too much, only call me between this time and this time. I think I've really just had have gained a better understanding of people in general. Yeah. And that's just helped me become a better person.
What's some of the most rewarding and meaningful experiences in your career to date?
Helping clients with one of their biggest investments in their life, helping them go from chapter to chapter, whether it be upsizing, downsizing. I work with a lot of first-time home buyers. Yeah. Which is great.
And that new program is going to be amazing. $25,000 to help a new homeowner is just incredible. Yeah. So we can't ask for anything better than that. Sure. When you're at a party and you're asked to give your 60-second elevator pitch, what do you say?
Oh my gosh, when I'm at a party? Yeah. I usually just say I help people build wealth through real estate. Okay. I like to think about my career more so of helping people and providing all of my knowledge and skills and being able to give something to someone. So. Yeah.
It's interesting because you could be at the gas station, the grocery store, at a party. Yeah. You never know when you're going to meet your next client.
Right. I know. So you always have to be on. That's one thing. You're like, I always got to look cute. I always have to be on my game.
You always look cute. I love that. What has been some of the struggles within your role currently while operating in this economy?
So this year specifically and last year, it was a slower market. So one of my biggest struggles is just trying to stay positive, optimistic, just about the future with my career, especially because with real estate, you know, you don't get the commission check until everyone's happy and you're at the closing table.
Sure.
And I forget my train of thought.
Have you heard in California that they're going to make the real estate agent at the time of closing talk in great depth about the phone calls, the showings, the gas, the hours that you put into that project, getting that home sold? Do you think that that'll come into Colorado's situation at closing?
I hope so.
They're having to be very transparent with you know, how much time they dedicated to that.
Yeah, I hope so. Honestly, what I try to do is when I initially meet with buyers, during our buyer consultation, I like to show them and tell them what I do to provide value throughout the whole real estate transaction and why I'm worth the commission.
Absolutely. I like that. Manifest it, speak it, be it. Be about it. This is our 10th question that we're going to ask you, and this is kind of an important question. What would you tell someone the first step that's wanting to get into the field of real estate, what they need to do to get into that career?
Yeah, so real estate is, you get what you put out of it. So I'd say if you are looking to get into a career in real estate, make sure that you are willing to dive all in. Make sure that you interview a few different brokerages. When I first started real estate, I started at a company called Keller Williams, and they were more just, they helped me with training. So I was with them for about 10 months, and I was super happy there. They taught me pretty much everything I know. So I would say do your due diligence for seeking out different brokerages, and then just making sure that you're able and mentally prepared to give it 110%. And also I'd say be prepared financially to not have a closing for a few months. That's how real estate goes. You could have a couple months with 2 closings a month, or you could go with no closings for like 2 or 3 months. So yeah.
Right. These are the 2 questions that all my guests really kind of have to sit and think about for a second. Okay. So if you were to tell your 15-year-old self today what you're going to do for your future and who you are at this present time, what would you say to little 15-year-old Frances?
So when I was 15, I honestly wanted to be a real estate agent, which is crazy. So yeah, so how I got into it, my mom has been a realtor for 25 years. So I grew up,
amazing.
Yeah, I grew up listening to her calls, going on showings with her, and she met so many great people through real estate. So it's always something that I wanted to do. If you told my 15-year-old self that I would be living in Denver, Colorado, because I was in Columbus, Ohio, and that
we're both Buckeyes. I'm from Hamilton, Ohio.
There we go. And that I would be working for like a boutique brokerage with one of my best friends, I wouldn't believe you, because I'm very proud of how far I've come in just 3 years being in real estate. So.
Absolutely. Well, I'm very proud of you. And your offices are beautiful. And your best friend and her podcast is pretty cool too. And this is the last question for you. At 60 years old, what would Frances tell her 60-year-old self what her legacy was?
Oh boy. This one's one you just sit and think about. Let's see. You know, the legacy that I want to leave, I just want to have an impact on every person's lives of who I meet and who I build friendships with. I want to have some sort of positive impact on their life.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Can you tell everybody about your networking group that you host every other week? Yeah.
So my fiance and I, we started a networking group called Denver Business Professionals Networking Group back in November of 2023, and it's been great. So we usually meet every other Wednesday morning at 8:30 in the morning at Vibe Coffee. Location changes pretty frequently, but our next event is open to anyone, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're just got laid off and you're looking to find your next career. Everyone's welcome. But our next event is going to be at St. Paul Tavern on Colfax, and it's a wine tasting mixed with networking.
That's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, that's on September 18th at 5:30 p.m.
Fabulous. Couple of announcements that we have for you. September the 18th is Leads Connect at Denver Metro Chamber at 11 a.m. It's a great way to meet a new business connection. We do speed networking. You get in front of about 30 to 40 business owners and CEOs. Very exciting. I hope to see you there. You can shoot me a message through LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I can add you as my guest if you'd like to come along. Our next event is from our friends at the West Metro Chamber of Commerce, and I just thought that this ad was so cute. It's the mini golf party. Putter there. That is Thursday, September the 9th from 4 to 7 at Putter's Pride Mini Golf on 3604 South Kipling Street here in Lakewood. Some exciting news coming from our friends in Colorado Springs. I just love the flyer as well. It's their art festival. That's August 31st through September the 2nd, and it's already over. It's already over. She handed me this to say it on the air, and it's already over. Oh, my goodness. Our marketing moments from Odie Smith. Right now, you can use our rebate experts to help you use your tax incentives and rebates in Denver for as little as $2.25. You can get a brand new high efficiency furnace to help prepare for winter. Or as little as $1.50 a day, you can get a heat pump water heater and keep your showers, dishwashers, and any other water in the home piping hot. For more information and details, you can follow us on our socials or call our main line. Also, on September 20th to September the 22nd is the Colorado Springs Home Show. I will be working our booth that day as well, so it's going to be very exciting. We've got some amazing guests for the rest of the month coming on. Next week is Catherine Williams. She's the Business Development and Sales Account Representative with the Denver Metro Chamber. And then the 25th, last Wednesday of the month, is Jennifer Stone. She's Membership Program Management and Business Development with PBS. So we're going to have some quality guests on the show. We're so excited to see that you folks are enjoying the podcast and how much you folks are watching it. When I look on our Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn alone was over 2,800 impressions.
Wow.
That's really incredible. And what is an impression? An impression is when you're scrolling through, you didn't click the content, but you sat there and you watched the content. So pretty exciting. Lots of stuff happening here at the Denver Business Beat podcast. If you'd like to have more information or send me an event, you can do so at the Denver Business Beat at gmail.com, and I'll be happy to talk about your event or function on our show, as well as if you'd like to be a guest. October is already shaping up with some influential, powerful people coming onto the show. Really exciting. We've got Wendy Watkins. She hosts a all-female event monthly and then a big women's conference yearly. We have Jute Sandoval from BMO Bank coming in October, and Nick Fata with the Denver Metro Chamber. So make sure that you're staying tuned each and every week, Wednesday at 3 p.m. to see who our guest is. Frances, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Erica.
Always.
You're the best.
Oh, I love you to death, and thank you so much. She's always sunshine. She's always light. I met her at her first networking event. Just fell in love with her and Jack both, and support them, go to the events and functions, and I meet some really nice people, made some great business connections, and done business with not only yourself, but others in our group as well.
Yes.
So my name is Erica Netterville. I am your host here at the Denver Business Beat podcast. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great day.